Should fees increase on Algorand? This is one of the many news items and questions we're going to look at today on today's Frugal BC. We got news from Retro Arcade, Compex, Rug Ninja, Cometa, Tinyman, and a little bit of Spock thrown in. If you're wondering about that, stay tuned and see the whole thing. We're going to talk about all that on today's Frugal BC. By the way, guys, if you like this kind of content, please hit the like and subscribe button. Remember, you don't have to smash it. You can just press it gently. Just a little boop works just fine that way too. We're always doing an experiment, trying things out, seeing what works, what doesn't, and bringing you the news in Algorand and other crypto. And we will have other crypto coming up this week. We'll be working on that. But for right now, I got some Algorand news coming up. Before we do that, note we have memberships for only $1. You can support the channel and get videos before anybody else. That's right, for only $1 a month. It's a pretty good deal. We have larger memberships as well, so you can check that out on the main page. And I want to give a big shout out to Non-Fungible Domains, our sponsor. That's right, if you want that .algo address, which is a lot easier to use than all those letters and numbers. I can never remember them. I sure remember frugalbc.algo. That's mine. And you can get yours today. Just check out the link in the description below. Non-Fungible Domains, thanks for sponsoring the channel. But let's get to today's news. First up, we got a little note from Retro Arcade, and they're actually going through a rebranding they announced recently too. Don't know much about that yet. We will keep an eye on that, but for now, some news about Zerkers. Yeah, that's right. So this is from Astro Explorer P2E Arcade. They now call it Retro Arcade. Zerkers Mint is closed on XRPL. To burn and claim your Algo Zerker, check out the instructions in the Discord. More to come soon, including an official announcement and a special feature for Zerkers in the Astro Explorer Arcade. But they also announced that they will be rebranding. I'm not sure what that's all going to entail. I know they also recently, and I think I covered this, they recently opened up all their games for training, which is really cool. So now you can try out all the games on there and play them at any time. You just can only win awards through the periods where you're able to use your NFT to explore the Astros, so to speak. But yeah, I've been a big fan of this. Is one of my favorite play to earn games on Algorand. I like retro games. I've been messing around with a Commodore 64 emulator right now, so stuff like that. And been playing retro games on my Miu device too. That's the stuff I like the best. So anyway, plenty more to get to, so I'll stop yapping about that. Compex had some staking issues recently, and they think they've fixed it and also explained why they happened. So we're going to look at this. So this is directly from Compex Labs themselves. Important staking update issue found with reward payout rates. Rewards now being calculated off-chain. All rewards will still be paid out. Users can still unstake at their unlock time, and no action required by users, and all users XUSD is safe. So this goes back to on the 9th of August, they found during work to incorporate USD into our tracking portfolio, it was observed that users with low stake amounts had zero reward weights. For clarity, we calculate reward rates based on the user's total staking weight, blah, 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 as compared with the total staking weight of all users to find the user in question. Our investigation of the issue, it was found that a bug within the contract for USD staking was not updating the total staking weight value according to results in the contract, failing after a period of time when trying to accrue rewards. This caused an error in updating individual user staking weights as additional users who joined the staking program. So basically, yeah, if you had a low amount staked on there, you weren't getting, it wasn't working for the reasons they just explained. Sounds like they got that fixed now, and they're going to be figuring it out off chain. So you will get rewards, but if you stake that low, you probably weren't getting much anyway. But they just want to explain, yeah, in summary, no funds are lost. All rewards will be paid. All staked amounts of USD will be unlocked at the correct time. So glad they addressed it. Good for being transparent and actually coming out and saying that. We still never got any note from my algo from their failure. That's been well over a year now, and we still never found out the result of the FBI investigation. Okay, let's get to something else. We also got a little note from Rug Ninja. They are lowering their minting fees. This from directly from Rug Ninja. You can now create a coin on Rug Ninja with just one algo. We've also halved a bonding curve amount to 5K. And before we talk about that, I just realized I don't know how much it was before, but it doesn't look like too many people commented on this. But much cheaper now, only one algo to like 12 cents right now. you know, and that may change as, in fact, algo is actually closer to 13 cents now, so it's a little bit more, but basically roughly 1 algo. If you guys don't know what Rug Ninja is, we did cover this on the channel before, but it's basically a platform that allows you to create a coin, but has measures in place to prevent you from rugging. Basically, you don't know when you create a coin, everyone's coins during the build-up phase are locked, and you don't know who's going to be unlocked when. So it kind of makes it hard to rug because yours might be locked in. If you're the creator, your coins might be locked in the longest, so other people would be able to rug you. It hasn't really stopped the crazy ASA curve that I talk about a lot. That's still very present, I've noticed, with Rug Ninja coins, but it does stop people from rugging, so it's a good way to build some trust on the platform, and I think it's overall a good idea. Let's see what else we got here. Is Cometa about to get based? What do I mean by that? That's fascinating. Let's take a look. Let's just see what I mean here. This directly from Cometa. It says, "Good morning, Algo fam. We've been cooking up some cross-chain stuff to connect Algorand to other ecosystems," which I think is great. I think what's great when projects start building into the other ecosystems. I don't like when they abandon Algorand, especially if they took money from the foundation. I have a big problem if you turn your back on Algorand and don't build there too, but yes, and I'm all about yes, and. And so, okay, so we believe in L2, so we've chosen Base, Arbitrum, Optimism, and Polygon to start with. Which chain would you like to be first? And in first place by a huge majority was Base. So Cometa is about to get based, 56.2%. The next up was Polygon, which I own some of. I haven't really gotten into Base, but I'm curious about it. I definitely am curious about it. Some other Algorand people have been getting into Base, so I definitely want to check that out. Optimism was pretty far down the list. Arbitrum at 16%. But the main thing, Base, people want Base. I just want to see what people... this one's interesting. It says, Algo says, Japanese people have been using Polygon for a long time and are familiar with its operations. Therefore, if we want to attract new Japanese users to Algorand, Polygon is the best option. Interesting. Yeah, that's how Japan reacts to crypto is something I'd be curious to like what crypto they're into, what tends to be more popular. I know Algorand definitely has a base over there. I just don't know how much of a base. Good stuff from them. Like I said, I always like to see multi-chain as long as it's including Algorand, isn't excluding it. If you stop building on Algorand, especially after you've taken foundation funding, I have a real problem with that. Now, I know all the excitement around Tinyman has been around its new Tiny token, and we've covered that. We did a deep dive into that. I think it's pretty cool. But a quick little news item. Tinyman is now supporting Loot Wallet. So let's take a look at this. Connecting via web browser to Tinyman just got easier. We're happy to announce the integration of Loot Wallet. Loot is a web wallet for Algorand. It can be used with Ledger accounts and accounts rekeyed to Ledger. So now Tinyman has Para, DeFi, Exodus Wallet, and Loot Wallet. And of course, Wallet Connect is there as well. This one's funny. Just a quick aside, Soul Captain 1000X says, great project. Could you send me a DM? I have an excellent business proposal. If I got this, I would totally ignore this. Like, send me a DM. Don't tell me to send you a DM. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Anyway, the stuff's pretty interesting stuff so far. And okay, this one's just a little bit fun. I'm a huge Star Trek guy, so I got a kick out of this. I'm just going to show you this. Because of course Spock would like Algo. That is the logical solution. I like Spock because I'm a big fan of logic and reason, and you don't get a lot of that in crypto, to be honest. MJ says, MasterCard coming to a Para wallet near you. Yeah, by the way, this isn't just a funny meme. I mean, it is, but they're already testing transactions on Algorand using MasterCard. So basically, you would have USDC in your wallet, and your MasterCard, when you swipe your MasterCard, it would take from the USDC. So a lot of people are asking about the taxing issues, but it sounds like it's going to operate on USDC, not Algorand. So it's going to be on Algorand rails, but mostly using USDC to make the taxing part easy and hard. Because otherwise, yeah, it would create all these weird taxing situations that would be really complicated. But if you're just spending dollars, there presumably is none because you're not taking a profit or loss because it's USD. But I'm not a tax expert, so only take my word so far for that. The focus is really bad today. Okay, next up, and frankly last on our list, is this question: Should Algorand fees increase? Now, I had John Allen Woods on the show for our last Christmas special, and we'll probably do that again, if not sooner. And one of the things I asked him about was how much Algorand Foundation was actually bringing in revenue, especially from fees. And I think he said it was like 2 million, which is next to nothing compared to their burn rate. They're spending way more than that every month. So it's a pretty tiny amount. And he did hint that probably at some point, the fees are going to have to be raised. So what did people say to this? A good friend of the channel, Michael Jordan, mj.algo on Twitter. You should definitely follow him if you're interested in Algorand stuff, by the way. You can follow me too, BC_Kowalski. But anyway, Algorand fees should increase a lot, increase a little, remain the same. Interesting that increase a little has a check mark. I don't know if that's what, I think I might have voted that one, and that's why it has a little check mark. But the majority of people, but not a plurality, wanted to remain the same. Of the three options, however, more than 50% wanted either a small or a big increase. So that's really interesting. Crypto for Change also dot broke. I love that. Crypto for Change, also friend of the channel, and you should go check out NextBlock for their excellent interviews that they do. It says, let's give it a try and see what happens. And JT Media, also friend of the channel, formerly of the NextBlock, and now just kind of doing his own thing. He says, I think it's reasonable. Network sustainability is important. MJ Connors says, but is anyone saying we need to be sustainable tomorrow, or is it a long-term goal in 3 years when we have 40,000 TPS sustained? And we'll get there anyway. I feel like this is jumping the gun. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think you want to start working towards sustainability now. At least increasing a little should be reasonable. It's still incredible. It could go up 10 times and it would still be less than a penny. Like we're well under the curve for what crypto typically charges, but there are implications for that outside of just the regular user experience. Big business applications, a 10 times fee would be a huge amount. So I think when this MasterCard deal goes through, you might see a very different consideration, because that's going to be a lot of transactions, presumably. So that will make it possibly less cost effective. On the other hand, when you think about the transaction fees that credit cards charge to like merchants and other things now, this could be actually a lot cheaper. So it's kind of hard to be sure about the impacts, but I think there's definitely room for a little bit of increase. Even like a 100% increase, which would be a 2x from where it is now, really would be still pretty minuscule, especially when you consider how much fees are on most other cryptos. I think Hedera might be a little cheaper, but most of them are much more expensive. You look at Cosmos. Cosmos is like, I usually pay like six cents for a transaction. It's like, kind of depends. You can actually choose fast, slow, or medium. Maybe that's something Algorand could consider too. Anyway, that's the news for today. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. And if you're gonna by the way, if you're gonna say something like Algorand is a scam, you better bring evidence. Otherwise, I'm gonna dismiss you and make fun of you. But otherwise, I do appreciate pushback and things you disagree with, as long as you come with evidence or you have some sort of actual logic behind your answer. And I do want to know what you think about these new items, so let me know in the comments below. Hit the like button and all that. Subscribe if you haven't already. And otherwise, I will see you in the future.